I'm Shoestring Jane and welcome back to my channel, and remember to subscribe if you like money related frugal type content, and don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So here is my vlog of the week. It's been an unexpectedly stressful week really, so it started well, started with a lovely walk, so let's begin there. Here we go. Look at the swans. So we've come for our Sunday walk. Justin's putting his boots on. Archie's champing at the bits. What have you done? Tangled yourself right up, you silly boy. I'm going to go and walk up here along the quay. It's the starting point. Ox. The roasted Mantree ox with a pudding in his belly.
Yeah, look at that.
That was in Shakespeare. Yeah.
You get a picture of that.
You get a
Have
picture
you seen it inside the building?
on video.
The cage. She got the pudding there. We found some good mud, and Archie has also found some good mud, and he is minging. And I didn't put my wellies on because today I didn't think it was going to be that much of a muddy walk, but it is. What are you doing? Oh, you lunatic. Me. Archie wants a crisp. You want a crisp? Sit. Sit. You're not very good, are you? Not very well behaved. Sit. Oh. Sits when he sees the crisps. This is our current view where we're having our coffee. It's not too shabby, is it? Apart from the annoying dog. So lovely here. The sun's come out, beautiful sunshine. It is very muddy. It's absolutely gorgeous. Here he is, he's worrying about me. I'm coming. Look at that, it's lovely. Gorgeous day for January. Mr. Shoestring, he never cares if I'm lagging half a mile behind. Right, better go catch up. Archie and Justin. Old Knobbly, this tree is called.
I'm Old Knobbly.
Yep, you're also Old Knobbly. Let me get a photo. This was the green where the witchfinder general used to kill all the poor old witches. They weren't witches, they were just women. That's the days when they really hated women. Lovely cottages. If you look really carefully through the houses, you can see the sea. Well, it's the estuary anyway. I'm going to use some of the turkey stock that I made the other day, or the rest of it actually, to make a kind of ramen noodle thing. So I don't have any chicken or turkey left to put in it, but it's quite thick. I don't think I need to do that. So I'm going to use some garlic, some chilies, and that's Chinese. I'm not using the banana, that's just there. Chinese 5-spice, and I'll be putting in some sweet corn and also some spinach, which I have in the freezer, and possibly some other vegetables. I might put some green beans in it as well to pad it out a little bit. I'm just going to make a nice simple warming noodle soup with the turkey stock. Oh, the other things I forgot to mention that I'm going to put in are some soy sauce, Worcester sauce, and some ginger, which I freeze and just grate it as I use it, then that way I don't waste anything. Those are also going to go in. Okay, so here's the steaming finished soup. I'm quite pleased with that, it looks really nice. I'm about to have a bowl for my lunch. I added some mushrooms as well in the end. I suddenly thought that might add a bit of kind of meat since I didn't have any chicken to put in it. I'm quite pleased with that, it looks delicious. So it's Wednesday morning and I thought I would do a kind of mid-week update. So this week so far has been a little bit of a nightmare. I haven't managed to get much done for myself. We did start the week with a really nice walk, which I'll show you, but on Monday I spent a lot of the day trying to help my daughter sort out her utility bills because she was working, she's got a new job, and I had to ring her electricity company. She's moved from one flat to another flat, and the closing balance that the electricity company has given us is nothing like what her online account was telling her. So her online account was telling her she was way in credit, £100, several £100s in credit rather, and the closing balance she was £115 in debit. So I've been trying to sort out what on earth they're doing and get them to show me some evidence of the fact that she owes this money. It seems unlikely to me because I feel like a one-bedroom flat should be quite a lot cheaper than they're charging her, but it's very difficult to prove that, isn't it? So that's been a bit of a nightmare. I spent most of Monday doing that.
didn't get anything much done for myself. And then on Tuesday morning, my dad rang me to say that my mum had fallen over and they suspected that she'd broken her hip and she'd been taken off in an ambulance to hospital. So it's annoying at the moment, of course, with COVID, nobody can go and see her, but I did end up speaking to the surgeon. She was kept in overnight, and then I ended up speaking to the surgeon, who said she hasn't broken her actual hip because she's got 2 hip replacements, so they're tough. She's broken the femoral bone around one of the hips, and she's broken it a lot in several places, and he said it was going to be a much bigger operation than the original hip replacement operation, which was really quite straightforward, and her recovery time was pretty quick, really. So he said she was going to need screws and plates and all sorts quite a long way down the upper leg, and would be in hospital for at least a week with no visitors, and then would probably be moved to some kind of reablement stroke care home type situation where she would get physiotherapy before she was allowed home, and she would be sent home with a care package. Well, I hope that this is what happens, because I know from my own experience of working with social services is that they are so stretched and just people get overlooked. So we'll have to make sure she isn't overlooked. I don't want her to go home with no care package because my dad is 90. Basically, he's capable, but he's quite frail. He recently came out of hospital himself. He had a pneumonia. He's got a lot of health problems. And, I don't like him being by himself in that little cottage. So he's 45 minutes away from me, a good hour away from any of my siblings. But I'm the one with the most flexibility, so I think I said that before. So I will be having to go over there quite a lot. We're all going to go over there, don't get me wrong. Everyone will be going off to work and everything to keep an eye on him. We can't go in to see Mum, so I'll be taking her some more things over to hospital. Anyway, moving on to her operation. She did actually have the operation yesterday, later than she expected, and it all went well. She said she was texting us saying she was in a lot of pain, and basically flat on her back, kind of semi-sitting up, and on lots of pain relief. Didn't get much sleep because hospitals are such noisy places, and there was a guy in the ward next door who was just shouting all night. So I remember from years ago, from like giving birth, and you just want to sleep, and it's so noisy, and you can hear all the nurses, and you can hear the trolleys going up and down, you can hear other patients making a noise, and it is quite the worst place to try and recuperate, really, unless you manage to get yourself a private room. So that's where we are. We are where we are. She's okay. She got through the operation. That is the main thing, because of course they have to say to you, there are risks associated with an anaesthetic, and they said, she's at her age, we'll try to keep her safe and well, but there are risks. And my heart was in my mouth, and I was just thinking, oh my God, I hope she's going to be all right. And then I spoke to her afterwards, and she was all teary, so I ended up all teary and worried all day. And I was so relieved to hear that she was out the other side, although it's a journey now, so it's a journey. So it means I'm kind of behind with everything as usual. My timekeeping, that was my New Year's resolution, to improve my timekeeping. I just seem to be having hurdles along the way at every step to trying to keep my own stuff going, and I'm trying my best. The house needs a good clean and tidy, so I'm going to try and get some of that done today. I've got a big pile of horse brasses and brass items that Justin was given when he helped a friend clear their house, and they're all very old-fashioned, but they do have a bit of value on eBay, so I'm going to list them for eBay. So I've been kind of sorting them out into piles and getting those listed, so I'm going to try and finish that today as well. And I've done a meal plan, and I've got to do a small shop and see if my dad needs any kind of shopping taken over as well, or I can do a shopping list, and one of my siblings can do that, so we'll see. So I've just got to keep on top of it all. So it's all a bit of a mare, really. But never mind, we are where we are, and they're both safe and well, so that's good.
So I'm currently going through a big bag of brass things that Justin had from a neighbour when he helped clear the house, and they didn't want them. So I've got several bags of horse brasses down there. I've got these ones that I'm about to photograph for eBay. I've got another little group there. I've got some random items here, and I've got a few nicer things there. So we may as well sell them and make some money from them. So that's how I make a little bit of extra on eBay. Here's this week's meal plan. I will look at the dinners first. So on Monday we have simple dinner, egg, chips and peas. And I have to say, egg and chips is one of my favourite meals, and it's so easy to do, and I just love it. I love it, egg and chips. Haven't had that for a while. A nice, easy, cheap tea on Tuesday, jacket potatoes, and I'm eating loads of jacket potatoes. I don't know why, I just fancy them all the time at the moment. Plus, you can get a big bag, they're pretty cheap. We're going to have those with tuna and sweet corn and a salad. Wednesday, we will have more of our bargain salmon. I've still got quite a lot actually in the freezer, which was my massively reduced whole salmon, with some mashed potatoes and some vegetables, probably broccoli, I think. On Thursday, I'm going to do a chicken and pepper stir fry with rice. We've got some chicken breast already in the freezer, which has been there a while. It was kind of tucked away under something. And I'm possibly going to my dad's for dinner that night, so I shall do enough and take some for him if that's the case. Chicken and pepper stir fry, and I'll make enough for 4, so we'll have that on Friday as well. Saturday, it's going to be an old favourite from the store cupboard, sardine spaghetti. Some people think that sounds horrible. I think I did a video on it, actually. I did, so I'll try and link the video. Sardine spaghetti is such a nice, easy, healthy, cheap meal, and full of those good fish oils, omega oils that are good for you. And I'm going to make it with gluten-free spaghetti this time, see how that works out. And then if you saw last week's vlog, you'll see that I got some slightly reduced liver and a massive thing of cooking bacon. So I'm going to make liver and bacon casserole. I've never made it without onions because I don't use onions now. I might have to fry up some onions separately to put in Justin's, because I think that without the onions, it's going to miss something. I'm going to put something else in. I'm not sure what. I'm going to have a little think about that. So you can see I might possibly be going to Dad's on Saturday as well. I'm just seeing who else is going on which days, so that we don't want to leave him on his own too much now that Mum's broken her hip. So we're kind of trying to stagger our visits so that we're over at different times. So it depends when everyone else is going. I've got 2 sisters and a brother, so between us we're kind of trying to spread it out. I made a whole batch of turkey noodle soup and also some beef broth. So I'm still eating the turkey noodle soup for lunches. I will make some butternut squash soup and use the beef broth as a basis because I'm trying to eat broth every day. So we're going to have a lot of soup this week. I love soup though, especially when it's cold. Nothing like a nice warming bowl of soup. One day we'll have cheesy pittas. I've got some gluten-free pita bread. One day we'll have eggs and bacon because we'll need to use some more of that bacon up. And butternut squash soup will be several days worth. Mainly breakfast. I can't speak. Mainly yogurt muesli, things like toast, ordinary things. I mean, I write them down, but that's only really so that I make sure we've got things like oats and bread and yogurt and things like that when I go shopping. They're not written in stone. I'll have what I fancy actually in reality. And normally on a Sunday morning we have something a little bit more substantial to start the day. So maybe eggs and bacon. Maybe as we're having bacon later, we might just have eggs and mushrooms or something like that. Snacks are bananas. I'll get some bananas when I go shopping. Cheese and crackers. And we've got some nuts. We've got lots of walnuts and almonds and things in the cupboard. So we're trying to snack on those. Quite healthy, good snacks. So that's this week's meal plan. Okay, so this is a knackered 2-seater sofa that we are going to replace anyway in the very, well, not too distant future, in the very near future. But Archie has just done this. He's just pulled it open at the back. I mean, it was slightly open already, and started pulling out all of the filling. What do you have to say? Wasn't me.
One of the things that we don't do very often is go out to the theatre or anything like that, just because it tends to be quite expensive. And plus there's been, that plague, so we haven't been able to get out for a while. But a friend of mine happened to mention that at the local arts centre there was a Joni Mitchell kind of tribute, if you like. A local opera singer and some classical guitarists were doing the whole of the Joni Mitchell Blue album, and it had been rescheduled several times and I hadn't spotted that it was on, and the tickets were only £12 each, so we thought we would treat ourselves, and it was just brilliant. I love that album. I love Joni Mitchell, full stop, but that is probably my favourite album of all time. I think she's an absolute genius, this woman. And the singer, it needed a soprano opera singer to do justice to Joni Mitchell because she had such a range. And she really did. The singer was absolutely superb. I can't play you any of the music because it's going to give me some copyright issues, but I can give you a little glimpse of what it all looked like and what it was like.
And you might want to sing along. Now this is very dear to my heart because those of you might know that, I love public community singing, and Michael is very against any sort of public display of participation in any way. And in this he is a bosom friend of my husband, Matt, who hates to participate. So if you feel like singing along in the chorus, please do.
Didn't let myself look at the sail rail. So I'm just back from a big long round trip to the hospital. It's not up the road, it's quite a way away. I popped into Asda to get my mum some bits and pieces and treats because she said the hospital food is pretty grim. The staff are lovely and the treatment is good, but the food is really what you'd expect, really, just rubbish hospital food with no flavour. And she was desperate for some nice fresh fruit and maybe a smoothie and things like that. Plus she needed some more nightwear. I took her in a couple of pairs of pyjamas, but she can't actually get the pyjama bottoms on, and won't be able to for some time because of the damage to her leg and her lack of mobility at the moment. So I bought a couple of nighties so that she can wear in the meantime and maybe take through to the care home if and when she goes to a care home. And just some bits and pieces, some earplugs, because in hospital it's so noisy at night, and she said she's not sleeping very well. Some fruits and magazines, and a present from my daughter, and some cards and things that people had sent. And and a coffee. When I got there, I had promised her a really nice big coffee, and I was going to buy it from the hospital cafe. But when I got there, it was closed, which I'm not surprised really, because they're not allowing visitors in at the moment. So why would they have the cafeteria open? But I didn't thought of that. Otherwise, I'd have got a Costa or something on the way. So I delivered everything. Said I will promise I will just try and find you a coffee, and did a little whiz around the town where she is, and I didn't really know it. So, but luckily I found like a newsagent's, and they had a big coffee machine. So it wasn't exactly Costa or Starbucks, but it seemed to be a reasonable coffee. I got one for myself, and it was okay for my big journey. Took her back a coffee, and then just received a text from her saying, "Thank you, it's like Christmas. I've just loved everything that you've sent." So I'm really pleased. So we don't know what's happening yet. We're still waiting to hear when she will be discharged from hospital, whether she will be discharged to home, or I think it's likely, as I said before, that she'll go into some sort of care setting, just even if it's just for a few days. And in the meantime, we've all been running around keeping my dad company because he's a bit lonely. I shall pop in on Monday and do him a little bit of shopping, maybe take him to the supermarket with me just to get him out. So it's been a bit of a week, but we're at the end of it. Hopefully it's just going to be onwards and upwards from this point, but we'll see. So I don't feel like I've done anything very thrilling or exciting to show you. I hope you just enjoy the little snippets of what I do show you. And as I said before, if you enjoyed this video, please do give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.